The 9 Lives of Eartha Kitt, From Cotton Fields to Catwoman. I am learning all the time. The tombstone will be my diploma. Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt was not just a performer. She was a one-woman revolution wrapped in sequins, dipped in sass, and served with a side of truth. With a voice that could seduce a snowstorm and a stare that could curdle cream, she lived 9 lives and then some. Singer, dancer, actress, activist, outcast, icon, trailblazer. Kitt wasn't born to fit in. She was born to pounce. From the moment she entered the world in 1927, her life was anything but conventional. Born on a cotton plantation in the deep Jim Crow South, in a town ironically named North, South Carolina, Eartha Mae Kitt was the daughter of a black Cherokee mother and an unknown white father, a biracial child in a time when such a birth was seen as a social sin. Rejected by her mother's new husband and passed between relatives like an unwanted parcel, she was raised in poverty, often barefoot, often hungry, and always aware that she was too light to be black and too dark to be white. But Eartha was made of cosmic grit. What others saw as brokenness, she used as armor. By the time she moved to Harlem at age 8, she had already survived enough heartache to write a symphony. Instead, she danced. Her big break came when she joined the Katherine Dunham Dance Company, touring globally and discovering her knack for commanding a stage. She learned languages, charmed audiences from Paris to Rio, and collected wisdom like stray diamonds. Eartha's rise was meteoric. She sang her way into the public's imagination with songs like A Say Saibani and A Santa Baby, her purring delivery making grown men sweat in tuxedos. She conquered Broadway, film, and television with a stage presence equal parts fire and flirtation. And then came Catwoman. Draped in black leather, she didn't just meow. She redefined power and sensuality for generations of women, particularly black women who had never seen themselves portrayed as desirable, dangerous, and divine. But Eartha's most unforgettable performance wasn't scripted. It happened in 1968 at the White House, during a luncheon hosted by Lady Bird Johnson. When asked what she thought of the Vietnam War, Eartha, never one to purr on command, launched into an unscripted monologue about youth, poverty, and America's hypocrisy. She said, "You send the best of this country off to be shot and maimed. No wonder the kids rebel and take pot." The room fell silent. Lady Bird reportedly cried. President Johnson fumed. Eartha? She stood tall in her heels and told the truth. For speaking out, Eartha was branded a traitor. The CIA compiled a dossier on her. Doors slammed. Roles vanished. Hollywood whispered her name like it was poison. But Eartha, ever the cat, landed on her feet. She found refuge performing in Europe, where she was embraced for her talent and candor. And when the US finally came crawling back, she didn't beg for a second chance, she demanded one. In the years that followed, she roared back into the spotlight. Her cabaret acts were sell-out affairs, her voice still sultry, her timing still razor-sharp. She appeared in films, lent her voice to animated characters like Ismar in The Emperor's New Groove, and inspired younger generations of entertainers with her fearless authenticity. She received 2 Daytime Emmy Awards, was nominated for Tony and Grammy Awards, and was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her personal life was just as unorthodox. She married only once, briefly, and raised her daughter Kitt as a single mother. She often said that no man could ever replace her independence. When asked if she'd remarry, she quipped, "A marriage? I'd rather eat glass." Her daughter was her world, and the love between them was as fierce and full as Eartha's stage presence. As she aged, Eartha never softened. She remained dazzling, daring, and deeply defiant. Diagnosed with colon cancer in 2006, she refused to retire quietly. She continued to perform until just months before her death, still dancing in heels, still throwing shade like confetti. She passed away on Christmas Day in 2008, leaving the world a little quieter, a little less glam, and a lot less brave. But her legacy? Oh, it purrs on. Eartha Kitt broke barriers with a raised eyebrow and a raised voice. She wasn't simply ahead of her time, she was her own time zone. She refused to dilute her blackness, her femininity, her rage, or her brilliance. She challenged war, racism, sexism, and hypocrisy, all while dressed to kill and cracking jokes sharper than stilettos. She inspired millions, not just to sing or dance, but to speak out, stand tall, and own their power. Her legacy lives on in every bold girl with a dream, every misfit with a message, and every performer who dares to say, I don't play roles, I rewrite them. Eartha Kitt was more than a performer. She was a protest in a ball gown, a revolution in red lipstick, a woman who turned every purr into power. And in the words she left us, I fall in love with myself, and I want someone to share it with me. And I want someone to share me with me.